the agenda for today, but the minutes also for August 4th. And so anybody have any changes, updates, questions, concerns on either of those items? I took a look at the agenda's still good. Okay, well, without objection, we'll adopt the minutes. Okay, so our next item on our agenda is a presentation from the Utah Agricultural Land Trust. We're grateful that you are able to join us today and appreciate your time. So
Thank you.
look forward to getting to know more about your organization.
We appreciate being here. My name is Deborah Van Noy. My name is Deborah Van Noy. I'm the founder and board member of Utah Agricultural Land Trust.
Hang on just a second.
Sure. And it might be the TV that's
Yeah, that's where I can hear it is.
Well, should I just turn off the microphone? Yeah, just try to turn off the microphone. With this button?
Okay.
With this.
The echo.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah. You're, Justin's still getting the echo?
All right. As I mentioned, I'm founder and board member of Utah Agricultural Land Trust. UAL was founded in March of 2023. And I'm going to share a story with you. And it's not a long story, but it's poignant to our organization. We were founded following my attendance at the Texas Land Conservation Conference held in Austin in March of 2023. I had gone to Texas to learn. During my earlier research, I had discovered that Texas has about 35 to 40 land trusts that are protecting public and private land throughout the state. And I felt that if they had that many land trusts in the state, they must know what they're doing. So I jumped at the opportunity to go to Texas and just learn. So I got on a plane and flew to Texas, and on the last day of the conference, I met Chad Ellis, CEO of Texas Agricultural Land Trust, and I shared with him that I was a little bit frustrated about the pace of agricultural land protection in Utah. And his reply was, start a land trust dedicated to agriculture. We'll mentor you. He said, we are doing this very thing in South Dakota with the South Dakota Agricultural Land Trust. And I was taken aback. I did not get on a plane to go to Texas and plan to start my own land trust. But I thought about it. I researched nonprofits and starting an organization and operating a land trust. And as I flew home, I was talking myself into the idea of starting a land trust, and that was 2.5 years ago now. Since then, UALT has built an organization with 8 very capable board members and 1 staff person. We've taken office space at the Jones Simpkins building on 10th West. We've submitted 8 applications to NRCS, 6 applications to Lee Ray McAllister, UDAF, for Lee Ray McAllister funding, and we look forward to working with Cash Open Space on applications for local funding as well. And we have been awarded $3.4 million in funding for a project in West Provo, which we hope to close during the next 12 months. I want to share with you the TALT organizational video. It expresses our work and this work of protecting land better than any medium that I have found. And when you're listening, listen for the phrase, it's up to us. And then also listen for the percentage of privately held land in Texas. It's double the privately held land in Utah. And you just scroll down to the video. There you go.
It's something you live. It's something you experience with family. It's stewardship, awe and respect. It's appreciation, even in the hardest periods of drought. Land defines us as Texans, whether you own a piece or not. For centuries, land, whether sweeping vistas, untamed marshes, arid brushlands, or towering pines, land embodied our frontier spirit, the can-do attitude and rugged individualism that centuries later makes us who we are. But land changes. People change. Over time, families grow and needs change. The value of land rises, and so do the pressures to break it up. My grandfather's ranch in Frio County succumbed to this trend, and so did the San Pedro Ranch, where we raised our children. When land is divided again and again, wildlife habitat suffers. Our watersheds and rivers decline. Scenic vistas and wide open spaces disappear. Plants are replaced by pavement. Today, we're winning a race we don't want to win. Texas loses her rural lands faster than any other state in our nation. So what to do? It's not up to the government to protect these lands. It's up to us, the landowners. In this vast state where 97% of the land is in private hands, it's the rancher, the hunter, the farmer, those individuals who already work tirelessly to conserve our grasses, forests, rivers, and wetlands. It's these people who will save Texas's wide open spaces from disappearing. That's why the Texas Ag Land Trust came about. There wasn't anything quite like it. A group created by farmers and ranchers for farmers and ranchers, and the hunters too. A group of men and women who understood the challenges of owning and managing land and the need to conserve and protect it. A group who wanted a new way, a new approach, and who spoke the same language as the man or woman on the ground. It took grit. It took trailblazers. It took people whose love of the land was so deep that they, like me, were ready to take action. Because if we didn't, what kind of Texas would our kids inherit? If we didn't, would future generations know the wide open spaces that we treasure today? And at first, we didn't know exactly how to go about it, but we knew why, and that was enough. We were there to help families perpetuate their legacy, codify their love of the land, and protect it forever, for the benefit of all Texans. 15 years in, we've partnered with conservation-minded landowners to protect hundreds of thousands of acres of Texas land. Their work ensures cleaner water, vibrant wildlife, and productive agricultural lands. Their work allows these resilient landscapes to withstand drought, fire, and flood. Today, TALT is the largest homegrown land trust in Texas, among the largest in the nation, thanks to people willing to do what was hard because they knew it was right. TALT has been carefully built by passionate people, grown through love and education, and it's constantly evolving, blessed with new leadership, with deep roots in Texas, strong values that embody our mission, and the drive to carry it forward. Sometimes our greatest gifts aren't just right under our noses, they're beneath our feet. Let's protect the lasting legacy of Texas together.
Thank you. I hope that gives you a flavor of TALT and what an outstanding organization it is. We are so grateful to be affiliated with TALT and have their leadership behind us as we grow our organization. I now want to introduce Brian Nielsen, our Executive Director. He's just going to say a few words, and then we're happy to address any questions you might have.
Thanks. So as Debbie said, I'm Brian Nielsen. I'm the Executive Director of Utah Agricultural Land Trust. I've been with Debbie and the board for about a year and a half, functioning in this role. I support the board in helping them, obviously, with funding applications and also helping farmers and ranchers that are coming in and helping with the paperwork on getting these conservation easements moving forward and hopefully helping them accomplish their goals of preserving their land and keeping open space. My involvement with this is I'm pretty passionate about what we're doing. I grew up on a farm in a dairy in Malad, Idaho. And as I moved to Cache Valley, I've lived here for about 30 years. And Cache Valley today isn't what Cache Valley was 30 years ago for me. And I'm seeing it expand into even southeastern Idaho. So my passion for preserving open land and keeping open land and helping farmers maintain what they have created for themselves and their family and their posterity is what motivates me and why I do what I do. So thank you, and looking forward to working with your organization and supporting us, and hopefully that is a mutual beneficial arrangement that we can work towards.
Great. What was your name one more time?
Brian Nielsen.
Brian Nielsen.
Yeah, BRYANNIELSEN. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Deborah, maybe you can just highlight for us, it sounds like you made a number of applications to the state and the federal agencies. It sounds like at least one project's come, it looks like it's going to be funded or has been funded, that sort of thing. So is that reflective of all the project funding your organization has been able to secure so far?
Well, yes, this is a project in Provo, one of the fastest growing counties, probably the fastest growing county in Utah. It could end up being one of the highest valued conservation easements per acre in the country. It is in West Provo, a beautiful area on the way to Utah Lake, so it's all open space. The Despain Ranch is there, and it is a protected area. This is simply 20 acres, but it's a $5.8 million easement value. NRCS came in with the funding, but that funding requires a match. So they came in with 2.94, and then we raised funding from Leary McAllister and State Division of Natural Resources, DNR.
So you did get awarded some Leary McAllister money?
Yes, we've gotten an award from Leary McAllister. And what we will do now, hopefully nearing our final run around the track, is going to Utah County for Greenbelt rollback tax money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping. And we do have a deadline of next October, so we've got to really make this happen soon. But it's been exciting. It's been a very worthy cause. It's going to be a operation that will be a U-pick, vegetable gardens, and then orchards, fruit orchards for U-pick as well. And so it's really going to involve community participation. The applications we've got underway are also throughout Utah. We're not limiting ourselves to Cache Valley. We can go to San Pete and Millard County and the other counties as well. So we've got another one in Utah County. It's only 3 acres, but it's in the Palmyra area, Benjamin. If you're driving south, you can look back and kind of see a lot of open space there. Again, it's going to have huge demand for development. So our belief was if we could protect 3.5 acres, then surrounding landowners might be open to the idea of protection as well. That would spread. Then we've got 4 applications here in Cache Valley. 3 of them are in Hyde Park that are adjacent to trails that will be there on the future general plan for Hyde Park, and that's exciting. And that is county land, but it abuts Hyde Park proper. And we've got, we'd like to bring in applications for 334 acres in Cove and 240 acres in Clarkston of dry farmland.
Okay. Okay.
So we've got a lot going on. Our belief, our sense is that the agricultural landowners are really becoming more open to the idea of protecting the land, even with NRCS money. There have been some negative YouTube videos out there in recent years about, you take government money and they're going to dictate how you run your farm operation, and it is not true. It's not true. So they're becoming more open to the idea, and of course, they're seeing the development just encroaching into their areas. So
Yeah, it sounds like you've had some success with smaller parcel projects, because in our experience, the smaller projects aren't that attractive to NRCS and sometimes Lee Ray McAllister, right? Looking for hundreds of acres, not 20 or 3 or.
well, they came in on the 20 acres in Provo, in West Provo. Yeah, and I would encourage any of you, if you're ever heading down that way and have an extra 15 minutes, get off at University and go west. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, so my question is, how did you get them to fund 20 acres?
NRCS?
Yeah.
I won't lie and not say that the Inflation Reduction Act money didn't have something to do with it. The fire hose was pretty large at that point.
Yeah.
A year later, I'm not sure we would have gotten it.
Right.
That's really
Right.
my impression.
Right.
That's really my impression. But the award stands, and we're grateful for that.
And did that project also get UDAF funding?
Yes, Lee Ray McAllister.
Okay,
Yeah. 350,000.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're grateful for that as well.
So, it sounds like we've got Mr. Cooper that's got 20 acres out there. And we just see him, we would like, people that we can refer smaller parcels to. And it sounds like you might be able to.
We'd be delighted to
take
talk to
that
him.
on.
You bet. Yeah.
I know Gabe and Bear River Land Conservancy feel a little capped on their ability to do some of those right now.
No, we'd be happy to talk to him. What we do typically is we invite the landowners to our office for a presentation. It's a general presentation about the whole concept and the legal foundation of land conservation easements in Utah. And there's the IRS rules, there's state laws, we've got the Conservation Easement Act, and even local policies in place and general plan efforts. So we want them to have a real understanding of what they're getting into if they enter this process. And it's not free. It costs them a little bit of money. The appraisals are very expensive. They're very high level. But I will tell you this. I'm not sure if you are aware, but UDAF has a program called ARDLS, and it is a program where our landowners can take out a loan for, it could be $30,000, and that will cover that $10,000 appraisal at the end of the deal. So we're not asking them for that appraisal early, but at the end, right before closing. That's critical for IRS approval and agreement that this is these are bona fide good numbers. The ARDL loan, which is very low interest, I think we're talking 1% and 2%, is provided to the landowner, and then at the closing of the deal, it's expected that the landowner is going to pay off the loan. So he doesn't hold that loan very long. Yeah, so that's a great program for them because they're not loaded. Our ag landowners in Utah have second jobs often. They're working their land at night, this type of thing. But they would like to protect it and have that opportunity to financially benefit from a conservation easement too. Yeah.
Great.
Debbie, would it benefit you and Brian for us just to run over some of our process?
Sure. Yeah, we'd like that.
Based on some questions that you had, I saw earlier from you.
Yeah, let me just add to that, like the next thing I was going to say is, how do you envision working with this community?
That's a great question. I shared that with Eric just briefly. We start with NRCS, and that's the big money, and that requires a match. And then we will take that application to Lee Ray McAllister. Simultaneously often, but it's stronger if we know that we're going to get that NRCS money. And then within our strategic plan for that landowner, then we come down to looking at cash open space money if they're Cache Valley property. So we might apply for the same amount for Libre and Cash Open Space, but it might be a little bit less. So us having access to Cash Open Space, you're able to leverage, big awards coming in from larger entities. We're not asking a huge amount from you, so that allows us to protect more land, us and you to protect more land in Cache Valley, because we're leveraging the other awards as well.
I mean, it sounds fantastic because that's what we would love to see from landowners is to come in to us with some of that federal or state
Sure.
funding already.
Yeah, and then though the opposite may be true as well, we know like with Lee Ray McAllister or whatever, the more people you can say already that you have a commitment from, and I think that's a chicken egg problem. Like sometimes if NRCS may, like you already have some match, especially if NRCS money gets more competitive down the road.
Because there's going to be less of it.
Yeah, because there's going to be less of it. If you can say, well, we've already got matches and they're looking at a portfolio and the others don't have matches all lined up. I'm just saying we've never been of the mindset that we wouldn't be willing to be a first committer.
The lead,
It would require NRCS. We're not going to do it without NRCS sometimes, but that would be something to.
Well, as more applications come in through the land trust community, this is an argument for UDAF to go to the legislature and say, there is such great demand out there, gentlemen and ladies, for funding for conservation easements on agriculture property. We're grateful that it's now recurring, the $1 million, thanks to Casey Snyder, but we really think it should be increased.
Yeah, and to that point, you mentioned the Greenbelt money, and last we were kind of told was that the Greenbelt money may come through the same application process, depending on what the council does themselves. But that, if that's the case, then
Potential funding sources.
yeah, then that would be helpful, I'm sure, to you as well.
Yes, yeah.
But we had to talk about the pre-app process. So there is a document somewhere that just kind of shows the.
Yes, I've seen it, the table.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
table. So the pre-app process is really where you would come in with the landowner. We would talk about things like our trails on the master plan. Is this a landowner there's some public access element? These are all things that are going to be on the application, but it just kind of gives us a chance to make sure that you get everything you can on the application.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
It just I think it strengthens your application because you're not blind. And I mean, you can say no to some of those. That doesn't mean anything for the outcome, but it's just a chance for that dialogue to take place.
Right.
Then the application process, we've tried to keep it pretty simple on the front end so that first round,
Limited investment from the land.
yeah, a limited investment, but it starts the commitment process where we recommend it to the council, and then the council says yay, nay. That really gives you a little stamp, like if depending on where we are in the process for you to go to NRCS or simultaneously. And sometimes it depends on the timing of those application processes. Like if you're way in front of NRCS, then maybe that's beneficial to have in front. If you're really pressing to get NRCS apps in, that may be more important than trying to get us on board beforehand.
Your application process is not difficult. So,
And we're really looking
yeah, we
to piggyback
appreciate that
on
because
the other-
NRCS's is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bear. But yeah, no, it's not tough.
But the NRCS process is beneficial to us because if you have NRCS money, that means you've checked a bunch of boxes we don't really worry about
Yeah, yeah.
because of that. So, and then the secondary kind of is that timing where you're going through the appraisals and the land getting checked and that phase. So, just to give you a sense and I think we've taken one through the second phase.
Two.
The one out in Richmond went through all the way through the second phase as well. Yeah.
And is waiting on
NRCS, I was gonna say, it's somewhere right in there.
Okay.
So, that, I think the front end really matters more than the back end
Sure.
for.
And we plan to bring our applications in on October 6th. Pre-applications.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you have applications done, I missed this, and Justin's been hugely valuable on this, is site visits as
Okay.
well. And that is after the application.
Right, right. Okay. And we're fine to bring in, we could be bringing in 5 applications on the 6th. Will we get that kind of time to share?
Yeah, we probably aren't evaluating 5 applications on that date, but that gives us a chance to look
Okay.
at them and, you know.
Yeah, let's
But
start-
is there
start the
paperwork involved in the pre-application process, or is it just a verbal, no? Okay, nothing, I might bring a map or something to put up on the
Yeah,
screen.
in fact, Angie, you provided us maps of your,
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
great.
I did the fire,
Great.
I did the letters and stuff.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good.
Yep, so we've kind of seen where those parcels are, and there's some interesting projects there for sure. And I think there's really nothing more required in the pre-application, but if you have more information, feel free to share that with us.
I just, the smile on my face, we actually took a tour of the Clarkston property in July at Safflower Bloom. I cannot describe to you the beauty and the fragrance of fresh safflower. I'm not sure if you've ever experienced it, but there is wonder in our valley. And it's in the form of agriculture and the things that are going on out in our agricultural communities. Yeah, so,
It's great to have your organization advocating for landowners and for helping folks through this process.
thank you. I appreciate your time
yeah,
today.
I was gonna say, I think you're filling a niche that's, we need more of, so.
Yeah. Other committee members have questions or comments or anything?
Thank
Or
you.
Deborah? Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
I don't know if the next thing on our list was the 5 project pre-applications. I didn't know if you wanted to talk more about those at all at this point.
Or have the landowners come in October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I can say a few words about them, just very few. I won't-
Makes sense to pull those maps up,
Yeah. Do
Angie?
you prefer the parcel viewer or the maps that we see?
If the parcel viewer shows the parcels, will it show them highlighted and stuff? Probably not, but anyway, yeah, I think parcel viewer is great especially if that's easiest. We can kind of refer to our hard copies.
Yeah, I won't take much of your time, but where will we start?
So I have, let's see here, Vivian's first.
Sure.
and then
Okay,
Hampton.
we're going to go down the line, okay. So I've got, okay, that's the parcel viewer. This property sits, its eastern border, its western border sits next to recreational land in Richmond City. That's a baseball diamond.
Can you back out just a tad bit? Okay.
So here's where the flour mill and Pepperidge Farm is, so it's properties that are north and east.
This is a different property.
It's on the west side of the highway.
Yeah, the one on the east side, I think, some of the east side properties maybe.
If you scroll,
Yeah, it looks like there's 2 on the east side of the highway and then the rest are more on the
yeah,
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 Yeah.
this is it.
Just across,
So-
north of my house.
yeah, isn't there, and I've not, there's a baseball diamond,
City-
softball.
Yeah, it's soccer, about 5-6 acres there, in that corner,
And Casper's is not too far.
right there.
Okay, that's an interesting idea, to have recreational land right next to the property. And I don't know what that means for, brainstorming about,
Can you slide up? I'm just wondering where the one we approved it, no, the other direction.
Oh, the Harris.
The Harris one?
Harris one, right
It's
there.
South and a little bit
Okay.
west. This one's all on the east side of the river, and Harris is about a mile straight south.
Okay.
About a mile?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a ways away, yeah,
yeah.
okay. So that's one point on the Christensen property that's kind of interesting, aside from the fact that it's large acreage.
For us, what's interesting about it, I mean, obviously, it's probably really good farmland, you would know best, but it's in our gateway, it's in our north gateway, right? And that's, anything before the Pepperidge Farm facility is pretty darn interesting to us for that reason.
Good, yeah. And it's got that recreation component on the west border of it too, I think. And then Champion Farms, I just made a pitch for that property by talking about the safflower fields in July. That is dry farmland, and the safflower is used for premium bird seed. It's not used for oil, for kitchen use. There's some,
These are non-contiguous, so that's.
right, right.
Second map.
I think what would be relevant for this project would be to understand if there's other easement lands in the area or in the vicinity or some sort of intent. for
Yes,
Additional, like through agricultural protection areas or something to that effect.
there is not, but the intent is there, I believe, among this landowner and others in that area.
Obviously, what's most attractive to us are like the Christensen project, you know, where the lands are
Contiguous,
contiguous
yeah.
and consolidated. Anybody would understand that, I think. And so, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they all have to be part of the project. It could be other projects that have happened in the past or will happen in the future.
Right.
Can you zoom out just a little bit on that too, for some of us who don't visit the west side of the valley too very often?
So here's the Idaho border, here's the boundaries of Clark
Okay.
and Trenton.
Yeah, great. Thank you,
Okay.
Angie.
So one of the properties is actually up in the hill. Going over to Trenton. There's names for every one of those roads bikers have. I rode bikes hear what they say, not.
Yeah, only one parcel is marked, because there's one up in the,
Yeah,
Yeah, that one looks like it's up in the hill.
and then there's one on the upper, a northwest corner, and then there's one in the lower southwest corner, yeah. If you gentlemen have this, and ladies, this is it, okay.
most of that's dry land farm
Yeah,
out there?
it's all dry land farm, yeah. Wheat and safflower.
And the Christensen properties, that's all gonna be irrigated, right?
Yeah, irrigated and pasturing and wheat.
Yeah, coming off High Creek.
Yes, it is coming off High Creek,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right across the road then.
yeah.
They've got a well on the property, or it's an irrigation,
On the Christensen.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think I've seen that well.
yeah. It's
A big,
about-
big,
Yeah, there's a motor there, and
Yeah.
it's about 1,800 gallons a minute. They got pivots on the property
yeah.
for irrigation, and hand line and some wheel line. They border again Casper's on the west, then it goes right into the river.
So Debbie, the Cornish Trent one would be a little bit harder.
okay.
But I think, you know, depends on the context of the project too, right? Like, if you're only looking for a 5% match or something like that, you know, it's very attractive. Or
Yeah, that's true.
if you're looking for 100% of the funding, it's gonna be harder to.
We kind of look for the public benefit as well as agriculture.
Oh, my goodness, you know,
Anything that's close to the highway is.
yeah, right, right. But I do believe that when this property gets protected, we're going to see more applications come in that area, among the farmers in that area. And it is a beautiful area. I did not know how beautiful it is out there. Eric, if you cycle out there, It is beautiful. When someone said dry land out in Clarkston, I didn't run to get out there. But once I got out there, it is picturesque, beautiful. It's beautiful in every color, whether it's green, yellow from the safflower, or golden from the heat. It's just very, very tranquil. So,
It's a neat place.
yeah.
The next series of projects, you know, in my head, I'm thinking this is a single project, even though there may be multiple landowners.
Yeah, when you pointed that
involved,
out, because that made a big difference.
they do touch each other
Yes.
in some way.
Got a lot of older landowners out there and families, and they gotta have to make a decision.
Speak to the future
What they're gonna do.
trail plan.
On this one, the Mickle.
Would you mind?
Clarkston,
Okay.
Clarkston.
How are you kind of working the next 3 projects together?
Well, what makes them so compelling is Hyde Park's future trails plan goes on the northern end of the Don Core Bridge and the southern end of Don Core Bridge, crossing Ashcroft. I don't know when those trails will be constructed, but we've got an expert.
Do we have that on the master plan? Angie, or Landis, that we could pull in?
There is a Cache County Trails Master Plan.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if,
Oh, okay. But
Our plan predates a lot of what Park's been doing.
this isn't Clarkson, this is Hyde Park.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So a lot of our planning has happened after our plan happened. But we want to fit our plan to include some of Hyde Park's thinking. But we would run it through some criteria to see if it's regionally significant enough that would fall in.
I'm wondering though if, because this is county property, I'm
Yes, it
wondering.
is. Yeah. But Hyde Park
You're not
City
seeing
wants to
anything
run
on our
theirs
master
through that
plan through
land,
here.
right?
It's in our annexation boundary.
In our, oh, in Hyde Park's annexation, okay, thank
I
you.
think there's 2 properties that are within Hyde Park as well.
Yeah, 2 of those parcels are already in the city.
Okay.
The other ones are outside.
One isn't,
So this one and this are
Are
both
in
in
Hyde
Hyde Park, yeah.
Yeah,
And these other ones, they're north of there and unincorporated.
yeah.
So where do those trails come from and go to?
Charles, can you address that? That's a future plan. Charles is from Hyde
Okay,
Park.
that'd be great.
So I probably ought to be on the mic. I'm Charles Wheeler. I'm the Hyde Park Trails Coordinator. The reason I came today was not for this. Just happened to be here.
Great.
I will be representing another property that's also in Hyde Park in the future for application. But I was the mayor of Hyde Park for a while and on the city council for 20 years over parks and trails. And so I developed with Dayton Kreitz, who a long time ago was on the trails board here and for the county, and then with Carly Lanch. I've worked with Landis a little bit. And so that you know that I know what I'm doing, I built the 2 miles of the Bonneville Shoreline Trail that exists in Hyde Park. And there's trails that have been built east of Hyde Park, east of the Bonneville Shoreline Trail. And I've been responsible for the construction of those trails, obtaining funding, land ownership, permissions, and have developed the Hyde Park City Master Trails Plan. So the part of the trail that, if you look at the road that's sort of in the middle but to the right of the map, right by the cursor right now, that road goes and dead ends north. Can I run your cursor? I don't think it matters. So this road runs next to the Corbridge property, dead ends right there, but it's intended to go north into Smithfield and meet up with 10th East, I believe it is, in Smithfield, And they have a trail coming out of Smithfield that dead ends on the road that's east of Skyview, goes east from Skyview.
So this is above Naomi Farms?
Yes, part of it is part of it is above Mount Naomi Farms, and so the trail is intended to follow the road that would go all the way to Smithfield, past the development that is out there where they've exposed part of the gravel hill right above the cursor and to the left of it, right in there. So it would follow, let me go back with your cursor again. The Hyde Park City Trails Plan comes,
Naomi Farms here, so it's this property,
I don't know how to get rid of the,
probably, but it's this road.
so the trail would, one of our trails, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at using this mouse, runs, and I'm moving it north, and I don't want it to
So
go
this would
north.
all be visible from the trail.
But anyway, this line right here, they have a trail right there, and this trail would come all the way back and meet this trail. There's also trails gonna be going up this ravine right here, and, need to
And they
move
would,
this up.
they would access the new Bonneville shoreline then?
Yes, and the new Bonneville Shoreline Trail is shown right there, going
Okay,
along here, and it comes right down there, dead ends right there right now. It will follow this road up here, and then it'll follow the power line right there, going north, at least tentatively, from what I understand from Scott Archibald with Sunrise Engineering that has, is that correct? They have the contract for design of this part of the trail. There's also opportunity for this trail to go up this ravine and go east onto county land that has been recently purchased
new
by
county
the,
land.
from the Chambers and Denny Shoup. Did you guys get some Shoup property too, or just the Chambers? I think that Denny Shoup would be interested in it, some of that upper property. The property that I will be talking with you about is property that's right in here, right along here, all the way down in the future. But it's contiguous to some of these other properties. And we haven't joined our application with the land trust here, but we're still in preliminary stages. I do have a map that, if you guys want to look at it with me today. But Hyde Park City Trails do go near these properties or next to them, and I was happy to share that with you.
Was the trail gonna be on both sides of that road? Or is it on one side of the road?
The Mickles do not want to have the trail on the east side by their property. The last time I talked to them,
This is the one that would, on the new road that's continuing?
it'll be parallel to the new road between the canal and the road, the trail. And
One side?
on the west side of the road above the canal is the east side of the,
Okay.
on the east side of the canal, but west side of the road. So the road's going to be very close at
So
places.
really, what these properties give is visual appeal to the trail, as opposed to access for a trail?
In part. Some of them have access, and the one that I'll be bringing is completely access, which is its primary reason for being attractive to the county, I think. But they all have either adjacent directly or else there is some access.
Thank you.
The cursor is located on one of the parcels in our application. And you see it next to the trail, right here. Okay. The other application is here. So it's a little further down. Would give that visual open space look, but it is not along the trail. However, one is. And then Ashcroft is right over here, the third one. Again, there's your trail, and then Ashcroft is here.
Now, I believe, was it what was the name of the person that came in with
Yes.
a whole bunch of Mickle?
Yeah.
John Mickle?
Yes.
I wonder if any of those properties butt up to this?
John's does.
John's does.
That's not Naomi, the other two brothers, his nephews, Glenn and Robert, sold the dairy. It'll be houses.
Houses, so it's gone.
It's gone.
We know that,
The
yeah.
thought is if there's ever a break between Smithfield and Hyde Park, or is it? And people walk out there a lot, they road bike out there, so I think those trails are pretty important too.
Yeah. So there's value to those three properties as well from that standpoint. And I think that's it. Appenzell Farm, and KMB. Those are the three in Hyde Park. Yeah.
Is it possible to roll Mickle into this whole conversation? Like, with you?
Sure. Well, sure. Keith or John?
Down lower, already was the first conservation easement in the valley.
Yeah.
Lower down the valley.
But his property butts this property here?
It's the, what number is that?
It's John Mickle?
So 0019 and 0022 are John's, plus a little bit of 8001.
But when he came to us, he was showing quite a few different
Yes, he was more worried
properties.
about,
He's trying to do a roll-up.
Yeah,
They were to the west, weren't they?
he, Glenn and Robert were getting ready to sell.
yeah.
So, and the one down below where the retention pond is, so 007.
One of the things that could be encouraged is for Smithfield City and Hyde Park City to make sure, as these properties that become houses, get connecting trails to properties that do go into conservation easement. And in Hyde Park City, when I was on the council and mayor, we developed an ordinance that gave them trails density, which meant that they were able to get a little more density by contributing trails that would connect with trails on the master plan. And then that would pay for the trail corridor across their property. Sometimes you had to convince them that a trail adds value to property, and you can see that like in Juniper Trails property in Hyde Park. Valuation of lots went up probably about $5,000. Result of having a trail on a $170,000 property probably went to $175,000. I mean, we're talking, it's a lot, not a very big property.
Well,
And that, help me with his name. Oh, and the Jack Draxler. I mean, he's an appraiser and he points that out all the time. And that's one of the values I see of this trail that you're talking about here, and the connector up is all those homes need connectors if they can ride from home and ride the Bonneville shoreline, which then gives them access to a ton of other stuff. So.
and the municipality can put pressure on the developer if they're going to approve a project that, let's do more for the public good.
Yeah.
I think one of these two pieces right here are in easement right now.
Already.
That's the first one down.
I thought the one that he had was right on the highway.
You can add easements to this.
That's towards the highway.
I can't remember
it touched
what.
From what I remember, but
I think it's kind of hard.
Yeah, we could turn on the easements.
Yeah. I think adding John into the mix of this project.
Yeah, it's all the same area, the area between Hyde Park and Smithfield.
And then
which is
getting,
probably got the
the
biggest.
ability to get Lee Ray McAllister or something when you're saying it's. Are these farmed by different people? Are these all farmed by different people or one person?
Quite touch the
The
highway.
projects that are being talked about are just
Three
down
different-
People
here
are farming.
and up here.
Yes, one is a father-son, but they're not
Parcels that I'm
together. Those are
looking
separate
at.
applications. And then you've got
Give you an idea. This is where the Bonneville Shoreline
three separate
Trail is.
applications. The son took his own application.
You may want to present it to us singly, but.
I just was gonna show you that the project I'll be bringing in is these wide areas. The areas that she's talking about are right in here.
And you said it abuts the new county property, doesn't it?
No, there's.
Nearby?
It's nearby.
Okay.
There's the Denny Shoup land and the Burger land is in between.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can't get Denny and the Burgers to be interested. We could preserve a corridor that would go all the way from Smithfield to North Logan, cross that east bench if we worked at it.
That's
So
pretty
this is
exciting.
east, this is west, the properties they've been showing me down in here.
That's the sportsman's easement, yeah.
You got the easements on there now?
Might be this one.
Yeah, there's a green hatch through.
So, he was pointing to one kind of to the west of all this that was,
I don't remember.
The Mickle one?
Anyway,
right, okay.
Can you pan over to the highway? Okay. This is an aspect that has, of conservation easements in Cache County, existing conservation easements that, I would love for us to, just create a summary of what's already existing, Angie. A map would be helpful, and acreages, or maybe more or less an Excel spreadsheet that says, here's all the existing conservation easements in Cache County, and the landowners, and then the acreages and stuff, and then a map. Obviously, we can use the online tool individually to go look at different projects, but I would love to have a summary of that as to help tell the story for the work that we're trying to do in the valley.
Part of the problem is the money that's been spent won't show up as a conservation easement because there's no conservation easement on it.
On new projects, yeah, I'm
Right.
just talking about, what are we starting with
Well,
already?
but like
in
Sherwood
Cache
Hills
County?
and the Smithfield
Yeah.
property wouldn't even show up yet.
That's right.
Which highlights the need.
But we can also highlight those as
Yeah, as not being
open space
finished.
projects that don't have a conservation easement.
Yeah.
Let me know how I can help with that.
I'll check with Carrie and our
Okay.
GIS to see.
Yeah, if you're welcome to put him in touch with me too, and we can kind of talk through it. But I think just a very simple thing like that would be great.
He's been very helpful and I appreciate it.
Yeah, great. Sounds good.
How far is some of this from the recent purchase by Cache County up in there?
in distance,
Yeah, well, it's Dry Canyon, is where they bought. Are we got any connection with this county property and all this stuff we're talking about?
well,
That's the properties you were mentioning.
the Burger property and the
Shoup.
Shoup property would connect it between the two.
Okay.
So Denny Shoup, maybe I shouldn't share this, I don't know, but I will. He's been interested in selling his property up on the mountain. He has some property down lower that he would like to develop, but that's on the mountain. He's getting older and doesn't really want to run cattle up there anymore. So it's too much work. So he needs to do something with it.
How big, how many acres is it? And it joins the county?
There's a square mile up there almost that joins the county.
Joins the county.
The Berger property is down a little lower. It's actually more farmable, although it's dry land.
Yes, I think those are the parcels that they purchased.
I didn't come prepared to
It's okay,
discuss this,
yeah.
so I'm just going
We've thrown you into it.
3 years ago, you know, and talking with these people, and I think there's a real opportunity,
Yeah.
and now's the time it could happen.
Yeah, we appreciate the interest and the information and all the work you all are doing. And so we look forward to more applications from you guys. Reagan, Angie's pulled up the parcels that Cache County owns now. Those two large ones, 3, right there,
Okay.
next to the sportsman easement that's already exists.
This is the Dry Canyon Road.
Okay.
And then if you zoom out a titch, you can see the projects that he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, the county's got their big foot in the big door up there right now, so. And you've got,
The Trigger Enterprises property is the one that I'm working with now. It's north of the water tank, you see there.
Okay.
And south of the water tank.
What's your
Well, you've got
relation?
I'm just going on agriculture in America.
I'm a consultant for Trigger Enterprises, and the 2 properties.
Okay.
Trigger Enterprises work with the developer that has been working with them also.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna see land change because of the age of the owners in the next 5 or 10 years. They're all the older families, Chambers situation. You can go across America and you're gonna move some property with the easements on it or without it, so. Like you said, he's old and he's tired of chasing the cows on the mountain, so.
He's younger than me, but.
Yeah. Well, it's tough country, you know. But anyway, that's just an observation of some of this property you're looking at is the age of the agricultural land held in America is over, a lot of them over 70 years old. And it's gonna move. It's an opportunity because it only happens once in 100 years.
Yeah.
So
The church will buy it.
we have 2,000 acres in most of presently on the market. It's all triggered by death in the last year. And it's coming out of homestead ownership. So just an observation, so.
No, that's important context. Okay, we'll move on to our next agenda item. So updates from committee members and maybe, and certainly I'm interested in any updates folks can give us, but I think let's use this for sure as a point to make sure that we get some homework stuff done by our next meeting in 2 weeks. So for the next meeting. So with that in mind, I know that some notes I had taken at our last meeting, some things we were going to work on involved a joint statement from the COSAC chair and the county executive, which I had listed myself as the responsible committee member on. And of course, there's been a change at the executive committee level. You may have heard about it since our last meeting, and so we haven't made a lot of progress on that yet, but I'm looking forward to touching base with our new county executive to find out his interest in participating in this. I don't know if you've had any conversations with George at all about COSAC or anything like that.
No, first order of business is the budget.
Yeah.
Meeting about that tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. There's,
from there.
yeah, there's a lot going on. So we'll see if we can squeeze in some time to have a chat with Mr. Daines. The next item was a direct mailing, so this is circling back on the idea of a direct mailing. The council had asked us to, bring together some information and make a proposal to them, and so we talked about, generating a map, a list of properties, sort of the criteria that we used, as well as a letter that we would send to landowners in that area. So I'm where my mind was on that one was similar to like the Sardine Canyon Gateway work, Eric, that you and Claire had been doing, and just having a map of that area. And so then the property owners, I know this is stuff you've already done, and to the extent we'd want to refine it or anything like that, great. An explanation of the criteria, and then a draft letter to landowners, which I know, Claire, you've worked on in the past.
Yeah, so we've got 3 levels of lists for that, and that could be easily discussed, and that's for the gateway areas.
For all gateway areas?
No, sorry.
Or just for
well, in the gateway, I'm referring to 2 gateway areas on the south, which one is the Sardine Canyon itself.
Yeah, in the canyon.
And then the other is the visual that you get as you come out of the canyon. Those were the 2. I think on the one that came out, it also touched to that part between Hiram and Hiram-Nibley, Providence area, where there's that open space, that little opening that you see the Wellsvilles from. Yeah, the other couple have not. But they would be easy to do. I mean, now kind of understanding the like concept and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If there's another particular location, I can work with Kerry, and I mean, Kerry and I worked like for 15 minutes, and he had what I needed, and then I could process it from there.
Yeah. So I think my suggestion, and see what you think about this, is let's do one and run that by the council with the idea of this would be a template, and we would look to apply it to the other gateway areas or whatever emphasis we're looking to promote.
Template of a map or template of a letter?
All of the above.
Okay.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And so I know you guys have already done map work and list of landowners and the criteria we use to come up with that list, as well as a draft letter. So what do you think you guys feel comfortable with at our next meeting? We'd be able to see a presentation or something, or example. Here's what we would propose to the council for consideration.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sound okay with you?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. You seem reluctant.
I'm just smiling. I mean, in our business, we sell farm equipment, and if we're trying to sell a piece of farm equipment to people, we have a list of 100 potential customers.
Yeah.
The letter goes out the next afternoon.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of smiling at this whole process.
Yeah.
Well, I know that Allison kind of made that happen with her group for getting out. I think it makes a difference if it comes from the county executive, if something comes from the county executive and that. And I think it'd be good to look at her message and see, well, what different can we say that she's said to that particular set of landowners?
I think it's worth doing. I'm just using about.
Frustrated by the progress. I get that for sure. Yes.
Because we got to cycle through and
Does that sound right to you, Keegan?
Yeah, and I would recommend just proposing the full amount of the mailing, like, I don't know what it is, $1,200 probably or less.
Yeah, probably won't be that.
Submit that all at once, get it on an agenda. I can advocate for it based on what we talked about.
Well, and
a whole lot of pushback, so.
Okay.
I think we've got donors, if you guys can't make it happen, which I don't think it's going to be a big amount of money.
Yeah, I think you already got the soft approval in that group meeting. once
Okay.
it was explained why,
So that to me says, go and figure out what the other total properties are gonna be. That means look at the other gateways.
Sure, I mean, do it if you,
All three or all four gateways?
five, or however many there is, yeah.
Yeah, the one thing is like you were mentioning, that's gateway as you go into Richmond. And there's a lot of landowners from the
From Richmond
to the state line.
yes,
If,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that expands the gateway a lot, it's like,
yeah,
There's
Beyond
not-
what we've been
there's
talking
a lot of
about,
land, but
which
there's
is-
not a lot of owners
Yeah.
up that highway, like
Yeah.
about half a dozen.
I know when we looked at it
Yeah.
initially, that's
for
what
the first 2 or 3 miles, it literally is.
yeah. But then the question becomes is how far does the gate, how wide is the gateway?
Yeah.
You see you see a lot of areas from there that matter.
Sure.
So it'll take a little bit of,
Yeah.
the railroad track does block a lot of gateway there, and
I think to the extent you guys are motivated and prepared to look at each of the gateways, and if you wanna bring them,
well, and
ready
if
to
we can
go.
even estimate what it will, like, even
Yeah.
if we don't have final counts
Yeah.
on certain gateways, we add 10 or 15.
Right.
Which,
I think I would ask
that's
for all
three,
of them at once.
that's $3.50.
If-
right
If,
now.
if,
that's
if,
what I'm saying, I think if you break it
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and say these are the types of gateways, we anticipate $300 per gateway. We're seeking approval of up to $1,200 for the mailing, I think.
I would do every gateway in one shot. I wouldn't break it.
Right? If it's that, the mailer's like this big. I mean, really,
Yeah.
I think the first one was under $40.
Yeah, so I would just.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier to come up with just an estimated number of letters too, rather than
yeah.
spend a lot of time on lists at this point. Does that make sense?
I'm just gonna throw this out, is there a way to make this a little more eye-catching, or maybe you don't want it, like, you don't want it to be an advertisement, I'm just like, what do they receive that they'll open up? Now, if it's coming from the county executive, or if it's coming from the county council, if it looks like it's a tax notice or something.
Have it sent by the county attorney.
Right. Now we're thinking. But I think that matters, is like getting it open and having someone.
You said it from the Treasury Department, you got problems.
I think if it's got an individual address on it and comes from the county, we don't get that many.
Right.
Yeah. So deliverables for a couple of weeks, and we're talking about maybe a count of, for each gateway, of the number of property owners, and then a draft letter? Is that part of it?
One letter for everything. Yeah.
That would be applicable to each one, maybe
I would
fill in the
think
blanks or whatever.
Fairly generic. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be, you're part of the Richmond Gateway or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it could just be one letter. It
Yeah.
says,
We,
Can we define, the Petersboro Gateway? I mean, what do people think of, like, on the Petersboro Gateway?
from what I recall, the mapping you guys did, when we had those conversations in the meetings, I think you guys have what we need for each of those gateway areas.
From which, just so I know what to go back to.
You came in with some maps for each of the gateway areas, and we talked about them. And we had highlighted all the parcels and stuff like that for each gateway.
I just can't remember, like, Petersboro, where is that gateway boundary?
It's basically from the crest down into the Cutler Reservoir-ish
From
area.
From the crest.
the county line.
Yeah,
Petersboro County line.
yeah,
From Beaver Dam.
Right up on top.
yeah.
Okay, so, it's when you before you go down to Beaver Dam. That's the county line?
Except coming this way.
Yeah, coming this way. Yeah. Coming down.
Yes.
Coming down, not coming
Exactly.
down, coming down.
Yeah, I remember your maps, and
Okay.
yeah,
So you're saying I've got maps?
you've got maps. Man. You're proud of 'em.
Thank
You had lists of landowners even, that sort of stuff.
I definitely.
I remember the Richmond one in particular.
Yeah, I remember pulling a few, but yeah, we had that as narrowed down to like 3 landowners that had a lot. but,
wasn't very many.
but coming all the way to Richmond is more as you hit Cove and,
Well, Christensen's will take up a mile, how's that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great start.
We have a draft of the letter, right? Is it? I'll have to find it.
yeah, I think we need to.
Is it
yeah.
in
I think
good
we'll wanna
shape?
look back at it and compare it to
Let's
what.
look at that, send each
Compare it to
other-
compare it to what Allison sent.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be fantastic. All right, so the next one on the, my list of notes was regarding the website, and I think Angie's taken care of quite a few of those things, and so you want to just maybe just tell us what you have done and what you're planning to do.
Pretty rudimentary still, but, yeah, we were able to get it, changed from the executive's office to development services so we could have control and be able to update it. Currently, you know, we've made sure we've gotten all the agendas, all of the audio and links to the YouTubes on it. We've done some, you know, just added some general information about the purpose. Added some of the press releases about the acquisitions of.
Hey, real quick, I clicked on one of those links the other day. Nope, you were there.
Oh,
The one, the Cache County for the Hyde Park Smithfield one?
this 500.
Yes. It went to
Oh, Sherwood
the
Hills.
Sherwood Hills. So there's a duplicate link there.
Oh.
Just a FYI. Sorry, I remembered that as you're showing us this. I was like, oh yeah, I saw something.
And then, yeah, there's the applications for trails and the open space, that process thing. And it looks like we need to update, well, we could just take that off because we have the schedule here that reflects the first Monday of each month.
Okay. And then tell us.
One thing that just comes to mind, I don't know, I can't in my mind think about how to rearrange this, but I know Debbie was like, how do I figure out what the application, and I think it was because it's kind of buried down here. I don't know, maybe if we have either a table of content up or just the list of things on the page that link down to the ones below. So it says application and application process, and it would just go right down to that area without like missing it.
See what I
Tell-
can do. My
tell-
tech skills aren't the best. Give it a whirl, and I can work with our IT department to help me. Get
Yeah,
some of
make
those
them do it, Angie.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what else you had in mind or what you think what else needs to be done here.
I think the criteria that you guys have in place for evaluating would be important. Maybe some of those maps showing gateway areas.
Yeah.
I think that would all be very helpful for folks.
My 2 cents worth are the agendas the full meeting packets?
They are not.
Okay,
currently. So
that's-
we could put the full packets in this
And-
section.
The reason why I like that, it's our best record of who's come before us, maps and all that stuff and evaluations, and that would be super helpful if staff could
So add the packets.
work towards that.
Is the document of what was actually voted on actually in there too?
The bond? Ah,
It's in one of the the whole bond, the press release had quite a bit on that, like
Yeah, I didn't have the press release for like the Furman property or the Harris, but I can see if I can track down that information. I don't know if there was a full press release, but we
June.
definitely add those for the individual projects that we've looked at.
An actual document in there of what.
Of the bond.
Yeah, what we have for planning commission is we have a lot of that background information and the application and all that, and so I could work towards getting all of that in here as well. We usually do the applications by year, so we could have each of them listed and then a link to all those different documents.
great.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the update on that. Couple of other things. I'm mindful that we only have 5 minutes left, so other things that we had talked about that don't necessarily have committee members assigned to them or anything like that, and I don't think we've taken the discussions very far, but one of them was social media outreach, so Facebook and Instagram, radio interview, getting on some of the municipal newsletters about COSAC and the bond, working with partner organizations like UALT, and then letters of support, obviously, on projects as they come up. So that was kind of my list of items. I've got a action item to work on. Does anybody know of anything else on the list or have an interest in any of the remaining items? Thoughts, feedback?
I thought of a visual, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but some fundraising groups do this, and this is kind of in reverse, fund spending. If you had a thermometer that shows the total amount, and then a red line up to the amount that's committed.
Right.
Kind of gives an idea
A summary
of
of
the urgency of it for people. You don't want to wait too long, but also the scale.
And it'd be interesting, the urgency that we have based on the law of when you pass a bond, how much time do you have?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a.
I sure hate to end up with our backs against the wall unless.
Be memorable, yeah.
So on the next agenda item is the topic on developing conservation funding strategies for small parcels. So this is kind of what we were talking about, and that's also something the council's interested in us bringing to them, our ideas, and to secure their support. So, Eric, you've spent time thinking about the small parcel projects and how what role can the county play? And so I do feel the council is expecting us to bring something to them in that regard. I think the presentation from Deborah was super helpful with that, and we'll look forward to seeing some of these other applications and finding out more about who's funding these small parcel projects, because
I think the
seems like
parcels that we've identified, that she identified in this Hyde Park area is got some potential there.
Yeah.
There's those small parcels, and it's a fit.
Yeah.
For, again, all that trail stuff. You know, small parcels out along the highway here is pretty tough sell.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, so.
One thing that caught my attention, we all heard it, I guess, is 20 acres, $8.5 million. So is that a small parcel or is it not? That's a lot easier to fund probably, because you pay for the paperwork pretty easily, but might make it more challenging to identify like just a flat rate. You know, the county will pay X dollars per acre or something like that. It may
or maybe a percentage.
May need to be a percentage.
Yeah.
It to me, that goes to that whole interesting point. I mean, we have these properties in Cornish and Trenton, and I see those becoming valuable, like, and it could be that they're low cost now, so they're interesting. But we've got a bunch of properties that are just disappearing super fast, and if you don't get something, you end up spending 8.5 for it because it's the last thing that anyone can enjoy in an area.
Oh, yeah. We got the gentleman here that's been working it all his life, you know, with this Hyde Park Smithfield deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a real asset. He knows the history up there. He knows the landowners.
Yeah.
Just maybe for the last agenda item here, I'll mention that I was invited to give a presentation on Wednesday at the Box Elder Summit, which is similar to the Cache Summit here, about what we're doing in Cache County for preserving open space. And this is where, as I was putting this presentation together, Angie, I was thinking like, it'd be nice to be able to give a rundown of easements in the county, because Claire, you would know this since we worked together 20 years ago, but on the, in my experience, and I haven't been here as long as others, but the real effort for open space preservation kind of got going in earnest with the formation of the Ag Advisory Board back in the early 2000s. And the work that was done at that time, and coming up with the toolbox and the list of tools, one of which was a purchase of development rights program, which we are now, 20 years later, 20 plus years later, working to implement with the bond passage and that sort of thing. So it's a great story, a lot of hard work by a lot of people over the years. And so I'm going to be talking about that on Wednesday a little bit, and what this committee is doing more recently, the program that we came up with, that we talked about today, and then the application process, and hopefully folks over in Box Elder County will get interested and start doing some stuff over there.
I had a quick question. Landis, how is it going with the money that was approved for trails?
Charles might know more than I do, but we have, they're going to do a hike through, determine an easement for the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, finish up Hyde Park, and then we'll get that easement in place and offer them the funding. And I still need to remake contact with the landowners for it.
So nothing's been closed or offered at this point?
Not yet, we're still working on getting the easements drafted up.
And so offers won't be made until the easement's drafted?
Yeah, we're going to leave them the opportunity to donate if they'd rather have a tax break or don't want the cash in hand.
Who do they make the donation to get a tax break?
The easement will be held by Hyde Park City.
For the shoreline trail there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even outside of their city limits, because it'll be also their water line.
Okay.
If they want to maintain ownership of that right of way.
Okay, any other comments or business to discuss? Okay, great. Well, without objection, we'll stand adjourned, and appreciate your time and comments. Great discussion today.